Hello, folks. I'm doing a quick mic check here just to see how things are, and Andrea will do the same.
Hello, folks. I can't hear myself. There I am, trickster that I am. Hello, folks.
All right. Chemda will be right with you. That should be good for now. All right. Let's hear. Hello, folks. I'm doing a quick mic check here just to see how things are, and Andrea will do the same.
Hello, folks. I can't hear myself. There I am, trickster that I am. Hello, folks.
All right. Chemda will be right with you. That should be good. One literal minute. Seconds. Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley. Shit. Hold on. Chemda came in late. Ready? Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
This is very exciting. Episode 2999. It's the last show of the year. It is a trick. This is to make sure that completionists have to come back after the holiday break to get their closure. Some announcements I do want to make. Make sure you're subscribed to our other podcast, My Opening Line. We're giving you 3 new episodes to close out that series. Frank Liotti, John Laster, Jesse Joyce. How did they start into comedy? How did they make it as paid comedians? Also, when you have to deal with the family, go to laughable.com, download the app, subscribe to us for free, as opposed to the podcast. Subscribe to us, Keith Malley, subscribe to Chemda. And when we're on anybody's show of any kind, it'll show up right there automatically. Okay? And YouTube exclusive content, of course. Be subscribed for free as well to Keith and the Girl on YouTube. All right? What else do I want to say? We do have some holiday deals we'll talk about today. I'm excited about that.
I'm Chemda.
Okay, Chemda. And wait a minute. Is Chemda even here?
I'm Chemda.
All right. Andrea, Allan, how you doing?
I'm Chemda.
Yeah, we got a trickster. We got a trickster in the house. No, Chemda was in an accident. And she's devastated she can't be here. She's actually listening from the hospital.
Hi, Chemda.
Hi, Chemda. What's new?
Oh, my God. She's in hell right now.
Well, I saw this x-ray of her knee, and obviously I'll explain it. You can see the pictures at keithandthegirl.com. Now, you ever see an x-ray? You don't know what you're looking at. This dot's supposed to mean something. This little line's supposed to mean something. Well, I'm looking at the bones of the leg.
Oh, my God.
I know what I'm looking at.
It's like 2 different legs.
Yes.
It's like, oh, there's this leg in that traffic lane and that leg in the completely opposite traffic lane. And then just a chunk of bone floating around. Is that her joint?
I'm going to call this a bike accident because she left something, her backpack in her bike.
Yes.
And then realized it when she came to the studio and then went out to get it, tripped on a fucked up piece of the sidewalk, and to me, you were going to get a bike, right? That's bike related.
Totally.
These bicycles are dangerous, people.
How do you feel that I also bike now?
It's deadly.
I'm going to have no legs by next year.
It's deadly. So I got a phone call from Chemda came to the studio, then all of a sudden left. Then I get somebody on her phone saying, this person fell, something. I couldn't really make out what they were saying. So I run out and I see the flashing lights of a cop car.
Oh, God.
So I run toward that, and there's Chemda on the ground.
Oh my God.
Legs swollen like she just won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
And some bystanders were there. Cops were coming, some kind of troopers.
State troopers.
They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're just there's not a black person to shoot, so they don't know what to do, and they're just staring. And and then it's like, can you sit up? And it hurts to even sit up. And Chemda goes, should I? And they go, oh, I don't know.
Is she screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wow, what
It's
a sight.
terrible. So these paramedics, they finally come, EMT workers. They're the worst.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. They keep just like, they'd have paperwork and they just throw it on Chemda's leg. And she's like, ow!
Is she screaming the whole time?
Yeah, it's like, what? It's fucking papers. Who cares? I'm like, move it.
Yeah.
She can't see her leg, so it's not psychosomatic.
Yeah.
Move it. Anything on her leg is so sensitive right now. What can't you tell?
They put it on her leg for reals?
Yeah. I'm just going to put your backpack here, and it's leaning on the knee.
Oh, my God.
And she's flat on her back, so she's looking up. So, again, it's not psychosomatic. Something's touching her leg, and it's killing her.
Yeah.
What's the problem, ma'am?
I saw the leg.
And then they get offended, like, why am I being yelled at? As if you're a paramedic. You're probably getting yelled at all the time. You're surprised all the time.
Were they there with a car with the intention of taking her to the hospital, or they just were there to like help, quote unquote?
They were in an ambulance.
Okay.
Which Chemda obviously needed.
Okay, yeah.
But with the troopers, they don't know what to do. And they're like, all right, I'm going to ask you some questions.
No time for questions. Morphine now.
Right.
Her leg's a tree trunk, literally.
Like, she needs pain medication no matter what. Like, let's say she doesn't know what day it is.
Yeah.
She doesn't need pain medication?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? So
were you scared she hurt her back or something like that? I was like, Chemda's dead. This is it.
she was coherent.
Okay.
I knew that.
Okay.
And so they said, what's today's day?
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm thinking is what Chemda could be thinking. I don't know.
I don't care.
We have an odd job.
Yeah.
We start our workday usually on a Sunday. The society starts third work week on a Monday. So that confuses me what day it is. We normally do shows. We didn't this week because of Christmas vacation, getting our awards show ready. So I'm like, what day is it?
Yeah.
And I know Chemda's thinking that. And then she goes Tuesday. And they go, okay, do you know where you are? And Chemda says Astoria. And the cop says, okay, do you know who the president is? And Chemda goes, oh, fuck. The cops laugh, bystanders laugh. They know everything's okay. They finally
She's
leave.
got jokes.
She didn't even mean it. She's like, this is what I need on top of it.
Yeah, my leg's a literal blimp. And you need to remind me that our president
Is a blimp.
Is a fucking blimp, yeah.
But, man, there's, between the EMT workers and the actual hospital.
How long was she on the streets for before they put her in the ambulance?
Quite a while.
Yeah. And what's the questioning? Like, do we need to?
They really
do
don't.
We not?
They really don't know what to do. And EMT assholes, if you can work out some kind of eye signal to each other saying, I don't know what to do, that'd be better than, does the splint go this way?
Really? That
Yeah.
incompetent?
Yeah. So-
Nothing surprises me. But wow.
Did you tie it 3 times? Oh, you tie it 3 times. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Well, keep your training to yourself.
Was she screaming at them?
She's in so much pain. She's just ready to die.
Yeah.
And then I realized that they pulled the ambulance over to finish typing her name into some computer instead of driving and typing the name into a computer.
Oh, my God. I would be fucking furious.
Like, you're taking to a hospital no matter what. This isn't a question of insurance and you drive her to an ATM.
Yeah.
She is going.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
She was trying to describe it to me. I went to the hospital later in the evening. So from my perspective, you pick up the phone, you say, oh, do you have my partner's phone? I can't really understand. And when you say partner, I think you're talking about Kyle. Like, I think Kyle has left her phone somewhere or something like that. Right. And then you're like, no, it's Chemda, gotta go. And then you run off, and that's all I hear. And I'm like, oh my God, Chemda's fucking dead. Chemda got hit by a car, blah, 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 blah. And then I was just hypothesizing what could have happened. And then she was telling me how she fell, and I've broken my leg before, and she described this feeling where it's like she fell and her leg kind of like the sidewalk was jagged, so she tripped and her leg kind of like stomped on the ground in a way to break her fall, and immediately it was like, oh, that was so wrong the way that happened. And I know exactly that feeling when immediately it's like, that was the opposite of how legs work.
Right.
And then her leg was the size of a tree trunk.
Well, between the EMTs and the hospital, I get so angry and frustrated at doctor shows
Yeah.
and hospital movies.
Yeah.
Because if you're watching an ER, and I don't know what's on nowadays, but any popular TV show, there's not doctors shuffling their feet or giving a diagnosis leaning back in their chair against the wall. Or, you know, patchy facial hair. The director would go, cut! Who put this extra in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
No one looks professional. Everybody is literally shuffling their feet. No one can... I know everybody's shift.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was...
A real hospital documentary should have moaning in the background constantly with nobody being given attention.
someone mentioned their shift when Chemda... we were there.
They did.
And Chemda had to pee in a bedpan. She's like, I have to pee. And the lady's like, ugh, my shift is just about to be over. And Chemda goes, okay.
Right.
And she's like, do you know how? And Chemda's like, can you talk to me like a human being? I'm about to pee in a bedpan that you have to hold. And there was, Hannah Boone came and we were hanging around sort of like making sure she was okay and everything. And one of the doctors on the loudspeaker was like laughing while she was announcing like doctor, like something was funny that she couldn't even keep it together. I'm like, is this a joke?
Right.
It's a prank hospital.
It is a joke. It is a joke. I never saw George Clooney given a diagnosis and chewing gum.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be like, well, George, cut. What are you doing? Like, well, I figured I'd be a doctor for 30 years. I might be kind of bored at this. Yeah. It's easy.
And Chemda was running her fucking mouth at everybody.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. You really have to. She was trying to get into when I got there, she was waiting for an MRI, or I'm sorry, a CAT scan. And she was in the hallway for an hour waiting. Like, they just left her there. She can't go anywhere, so she's just in this bed. And then the guy comes up, and she's wearing... that
should be the C plot of one of these TV shows. You just see a guy in the hallway the whole time, every time he's passed.
Yeah, he's just laying there being like, hello? And the guy goes, can you stand up? And she's like, what do you think?
Right.
Look at my fucking leg.
Sometimes you just got to ask him.
Yeah, sure. And then he goes, is there metal? She has this big brace on her leg to keep it in place. And he goes, is there metal in that? And she goes, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? And he goes, okay, I'll take it off. And she's like, no. And she's like, you're not taking care of me now. You just wanted to take my leg brace off. I don't know if it's okay to take this off. Do you know if it's okay? Like,
I have myasthenia gravis. I have this 1 in a million tumor-related disease.
Yeah.
You know, talking about Chemda. And then, so should I have that medication? And they go, yeah, it should be good. Do you not know how to talk? Like, best case is you don't know how to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best case is you know the answer is it's okay, but you don't know how to talk, so you say should be good.
Yeah. I think if I said that to you in the studio, you'd be like, okay, I need an actual answer.
Right. I didn't have time to listen to this clip. Is it okay to play live on the show? Yeah, Keith, should be good. I'd be like, what? You're fired.
I know. Yeah. And she was, she got the MRI and then, or the CAT scan, and then we're going out back into her room, and there's a woman next to her who's just trying to escape, who's like drunk.
Right.
And I'm trying to film this whole thing.
Sure.
And that's the only time they're like, oh, no, please, this is a hospital. I'm like, oh, is it now at a hospital and everyone's professional?
It looked like a zoo.
Yeah, it really, oh my God, it was so fucked up.
And you know, the 17th person comes to Henda's like, so how did this happen? And Henda goes, you know what? Who cares? She goes, who cares? And she's right. She's right. And the nurse says, well, you know, I'm the nurse, and I'm like, we told 17 people. That's all. She's a little frustrated. Mm-hmm. She goes, okay, but I'm the nurse. And then kind of tries to interrupt to answer, like, all right, I fell on the sidewalk. It's a fucked up sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And she goes, and the nurse keeps going, like, why she has to be the one told. Yeah. Like, she can't be interrupted now. And Kendra keeps going, I fell on the sidewalk. I tripped on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. It's a messed up piece of sidewalk. Because I'm the nurse. So I would have to be the one told, morphine, anything. Yeah. It took 2 doses of morphine. This is Kendra who doesn't take medication. You think this stuff would work fast. Yeah. 2 doses of morphine weren't helping with the pain. Fentanyl. which maybe you hear about in the news.
Yeah.
Didn't take care of the pain. It was finally ketamine.
Did they really give her ketamine?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the only thing that made it for them to do this scientific doctoring on her.
Yeah.
And I have the pictures, again, they'll be at the website.
Oh, this picture is so gnarly.
Of doctors, some of them at her ankle, the others at her thigh, stretching the bones so they pop back into place.
Oh, God.
Well, aren't we the hospital of the year?
Did you watch this happen?
Yeah.
Were you like throwing up in your mouth?
I'm more seeing Chemda all sedated. I can't really tell what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm making a face, but I'm not vomiting because I really can't tell what's going on, and I'm kind of wondering how they know.
Yeah.
But I did see it before and after X-ray, and there's a huge difference.
Yeah, between the leg being two separate legs to one leg again.
But there's no reason with doctors leaning back in their chairs against the wall that this took hours to take care of Chemda. There's no reason. A TV show is 40 minutes with commercials.
Yeah. It was,
what is happening?
She was, so when she refused to go into the CAT scan with the dumb dunce doctor when I was there, or technician, whatever he was. And so she wanted she's like, give me my original doctor. Right. You all flunked out of medical school. She was so fucking tired of it. And it was beyond amusing to me. She's like, this hospital's fucking idiots. And the lady was like, excuse me, what'd you say? And I was like, are you picking a fight with this patient?
We are not idiots, ma'am. The one time, that's how I get your attention.
Yeah, me filming and then her calling you an idiot. Now you're the doctor of the year.
When I was in the hospital, I'd yell from my room, we got a bunch of idiots here. And then they finally come in and they go, are you calling me an idiot? And I go, no, I'll take a sandwich. Yes. Finally got your attention. And
she was. It's funny that you mentioned the painkillers because she was like, "Give me more of that shit you gave me earlier," right. And he was like, "Morphine." She's like, "No, ketamine." Right. And I'm like, maybe you should give it to her. But the main doctor, he was kind of the guy I think in that photo who's pulling her leg apart, like a younger black dude. She was like, that technician's an idiot. And he was like, well, maybe it's, a language barrier. And she's like, my parents are immigrants. I fucking know language barrier. That's no language barrier. It was so funny. I hate to laugh at her pain, but she was, you have to advocate for yourself in these hospitals. One time I was in a hospital in Lower Manhattan. This is how I learned the lesson of in New York, go to a rich person's hospital because all the other ones are horrible. They left me in a hallway for 2 hours, I think. I was next to some drunk guy that they were handcuffing to a bed. He kept trying to escape. And I'm like, I don't think anyone knows that I'm here. And they didn't. And then they sent an intern to stitch me up. And she kept trying to put local anesthetic in my hand. She kept missing the vein. And I'm like, it's more painful. You're trying to freeze it and it's more pain. I was like, just do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's really a joke.
Today, someone was helping her pee. She can't be on her leg.
Yeah.
She'll be in the hospital a total of 3 days at least.
Yeah.
Counting today. And they try to take her out of bed. And she goes, oh, wait, this hurts. And they go, oh, you have a leg brace. I didn't know your leg was broken. There's charts. I know it. System? I know there's charts.
They kept moving her around these different quote-unquote bedrooms, which are just like, it's just like a hallway with curtains. And I know that there's so many people there, but it's such a fucking hellscape. It's just, the woman who's trying to escape, who's like, I'm a Latina mother. You don't fucking tell me. Like, I don't know what her deal is. She keeps trying to get out of bed. They keep having they had to call cops to get her to calm down. And then there's all these, and I hate this. It's so hard to see the older people with the fucked up legs. When you see homeless people and their legs are all like oozing because it's dry and it's their whole body and they're pushing them along and they're all and Chemda's just sitting there amongst it. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to leave you here, but there's nowhere you can go.
I was going to meet my girlfriend, and so I took pictures of Chemda. I would have taken them regardless, the leg being pulled apart, when I see an X-ray result, that kind of thing. But anyway, I had the picture, and I go, I send these to Kyle. I don't think I'm going to be able to make our date tonight. Yeah. Then she texts back, why are you taking pictures? Does she want that? Oh, Kyle. She doesn't have a choice.
No. She said, she was like, I told Keys, fucking take pictures. You want to take them, do it.
Right.
Were you freaking out during this?
No, I know, like, it has to end,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You try to catch incompetence, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I will insert myself into conversations of doctors
Right.
and eavesdrop and make sure they're not talking about a new Showtime episode. You
Right.
know, make sure we're on the case, even if I don't understand your words.
Yeah.
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 There is a lot of leaning over tables, just making sure people are paying attention to anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also, me and Hannah Boone were so easily able to get in there. Like,
Yeah.
barely security. I mean, it's fine. We're not doing anything, but I'm wandering around
Yeah,
trying
there's
to
no-
find her.
There's no Mission Impossible thing you got to put together to sneak in.
No ID.
Right.
I just go, my friend is in there. Okay. Go on in.
Why you got to bother me with it?
Yeah. I'm wandering around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Now, there's a door that, one of the main doors when you walk into the hospital to do anything, and the door was open. Oh, so I leave, and then I wanted to go back and say something to Chemda. So I come back in as the door happens to be open. 3 main people saw me. They can give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah. So if you ever see a movie and you wonder, like, is it really that easy to sneak in and kill somebody?
Yes.
Oh,
Beyond easy.
beyond. Hey, Chemda, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
This is the real Chemda, not a clever
Hi.
voice clip. It's going great. Thanks for asking. I'm sending these pictures to. I'm sending these pictures to Kyle, and she's like, "How's your day?"
Hemda's leg is 2 separate entities.
Go ahead.
Hey, so I just wanted to say how Keith was during this whole thing because it's very funny.
Okay.
So you it's really good that I can call you because you were down the block and I don't know if you want to mention the weird ways that I was holding your hand.
There was a lot of. She's in so much pain. She needs to hold somebody's hand. I happen to be the ex, but there's a lot of hand holding in romance.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure this was all very romantic. The smell of urine in the air. Mount Sinai, Astoria.
At some point, I took his hand and put it on my forehead as I was holding it, and I was like, I don't know why, but that feels good, so it's just gonna have to happen.
A
Yeah.
human compress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Keith is, of course, super calm the whole time, which is great for me. Like, I don't need sympathy in my face because it's already happening. Like, obviously you feel sympathy, empathy, all that stuff. But he's so kind of stoic that at some point I'm just like, Keith, this is the most unbearable. Like, the tumor was easier than this. And he looks up from his phone, looks me in the eye, shrugs, and goes back to his phone.
You got to acknowledge the words were said.
Sure.
No.
Are you like, she's not going to remember any of this anyways?
No, that's the pain part that you remember. But I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, and they're on the case as best as we can do.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically doesn't say those words because he's like, oh, I'm going to tell you that you still have to sit here.
Yeah. Well,
He's like, you can hold my hand weird ways. Okay.
Yeah, I can only be squeezed like a doll so many ways, and that's all I can do. I know what I'm.
Yeah, and then there's I watched that video that you took of me. What was it? Oh yeah, coming out of the anesthesia, not anesthesia, coming out of
out of the
the
ketamine.
ketamine.
after your
Yeah.
K-hole.
Oh, you would think
Yeah.
that we were the married couple. There, she's really holding the hand.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the end I saw the way I was holding your hand. Oh my god.
I need this on my heart right now. This feels right. And I'm like, all right, easy. I can't show this cute year old drug video to my girlfriend.
When you're fucked up like that, you want like your parents. You want
Yeah.
like mothering affection. So
Well, I said,
Yeah, it could have been my sworn enemy, and I still would have
yeah.
held their hand in the same way. And not only was I holding his hand, I was also grabbing him weird. At some point, I'm like, this is going to be weird, but I need to do this. And I just I grab a piece of his arm, then a different piece of his arm, then I just go up and down his arm. Like, I just need, I was pulling on his pants. I'm just like, I can't deal with this.
Well, I picture Hennessy, your ex, hearing this and thinking like, that's when I should have fucking got in. Just
runs into the hospital.
This is how you get Chemda back. You wait at the hospital and you just wait.
She's bound to go there.
She's bound to go there, and then you catch her getting out of ketamine hazes. And then you're like, it's me. Kendo's coming out. I'm not joking. Kendo's coming out of this haze. And I go, I am your doctor, Dr. Malley. Everything went fine. I don't know. For a second, she's like, is Keith really a doctor? Who knows?
Well, can I tell you that stuff was so strong. Never felt going into.
So strong.
Like, I've had procedures done on me, but I've never felt the come into it so strong. I swear it felt like my dimensions were leaving. Like I was definitely on how they describe a mushroom trip.
There's a bear in the corner of the room.
Right. You guys know. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just look around real quick. You know the dimensions you're in? Plural? Okay. Well, those started going away. Okay. So then she's at the new dimensions.
It was almost like I was Lego blocks and some of my Legos were detaching and I just was turning into like the bed or something. And then I'm like, oh, I think I'm dying. Like I really thought this could be, if I just let this go, because it's just going, I have this in my body, I'm going to die. And then I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Just, I can't with this pain anymore.
Wow. Well, you're going to be so bored with weed now.
Yeah, right?
I asked her in the haze, I go, everybody's fucking around with weed. This is the shit, right? And she just laughs like, that'd be ridiculous. And I go, should this be legal? She goes, no.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're going to be there another day, most likely?
Yeah, I can't walk around. I can't put my foot down at all.
You can't put your foot down at all.
Yeah, everything around my knee is now failed. So they have to do surgery to restore it.
Surgery to
like
restore
ligaments and
so that's going to take
like
a couple weeks, and you can't be on it for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but I still have to go home.
Right.
I can stay here the night, and I'm like, well, I have bedpans here and mobile stuff, so I might as well.
Yeah, I don't want hand squeezing during that.
Sure.
All right, just in case you're going to ask, I'm going to hang up, okay?
Okay, bye.
Okay, take care.
Rest in peace, Chemda.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I like knowing you. You were a good part of our life. But everything must move on. Oh, what a bummer.
I know. God, what a fucking year Chemda has had. I was thinking about this because I was putting together the KATG clips. And
the best moments of the year, listeners, favorite moments of the year.
Yeah, so there's most shocking, most touching. Chemda is just sweeping across the board. There's Chemda's divorce, Chemda texted like, oh, what about my bike accident? And I go, plural accidents. Right. The time that you smashed your head against a car and got robbed, or the other time that you got hit by a car and then was just fine. And now there's this fucking leg separation. It's just like, God, someone needs a little good news in her life.
I see these. You ever see this on Twitter, maybe Facebook too? I'm Team Twitter. But it says, show the last picture you took with your phone. Mm-hmm. And no one's doing it, or we'd be arrested, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing one that says, show the last picture, don't explain it. I'm like, right, here's my balls. Here's my girlfriend's tit. When I was in the bathroom, it was a fun joke because she was 5 feet away. You know, what are we doing? But everybody's picture happens to be of a wreath nowadays.
Sure.
Right? Okay. So anyway, I see one that says, show the last picture you took with your phone, don't explain it. Which, again, don't explain it. Okay,
yeah.
Keith, why would you rate this? No. I just thought I was amazed Walmart had such a racist T-shirt, and I was told not to explain it. That's all. So everybody has, reeds, stockings, and I'm like, here's a bone on top of a bone. Send. Oh my God. That's my last pic. I got mad at a stranger on Twitter. Show me your last picture.
I killed this woman.
And people go, oh my God, what's that? I'm like, I can't say.
It's my torture chamber where I separate people's legs for fun. I'm Saw.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to tell you.
Oh.
So I was talking to my girlfriend last night, after this whole thing happened. This just happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're talking, the conversation's going fine. Then there's some kind of drama between her and her older son.
While she's on the phone with you?
While she's on the phone. Okay. I can hear the son's little attitude. Like, Mom, why so angry?
Okay.
All right.
He's pushing it.
Yeah, so I'm piecing things together. She comes back on the phone. I can tell she's not really there. She's upset. She goes, well, okay, so anyway, it sounded like your day went okay. And I'm like, you just went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
What a great day you had yesterday.
Like, okay, well.
Right. Being or a human earlier squeeze toy for your co-host.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, sounds like, your head's somewhere else, but all right. And so we're talking for a little bit. I can tell she's not there. Okay. Then I think there was another little break, and she comes back, and things are very short, and she's obviously upset. And then there was like a little pause in the conversation, which if we were in person, it wouldn't be a thing. Maybe over the phone, 3 seconds is a long time.
Right.
She goes, okay, well, I'll let you go then. I'm like, okay, so I'll go, and, I'll be up if you still want to talk. And then do you really want to hang up then? I'm like, what the fuck? And we had something like this before, and it drives me crazy. And I go, you know what? Yes. Yes, I do guess. Yeah. I guess I do. So I say, okay, yeah, I'll hang up, and then we'll still talk. wow, really? That's what you're going to do? I'm like, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Click.
Oy.
Then we leave voice messages to each other, and I start, right away, I leave a voice message and saying, so I could tell, something happened and went in a weird place, and, now, yeah, let's hang up, but I'm still here.
Right.
Well, all that really happened to her is I just hung up on her, and apparently literally evaporated, because to her, I'm not there anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, no, I'm still here.
Right.
And it started
could
with, do
call
you want to
you-
hang up? I'm like, I'm fucking in my 40s,
But-
and you are too. I'm going to have a conversation about, is that what you want to do? Like, yeah, now it is. I'll take a lie detector test. It is what I want to do now.
Keith and the girls, day God.
Yeah, so I don't want to leave a lot of cliffhangers, but we'll see where we're at in show 3000.
Wow. Oh, so okay. So this has happened before, right?
Yes.
And it seems like she.
Don't even put that option. It's a trick fucking question. Don't put the option there. Do you want to hang up?
Well, because it's not a question; it's a statement.
Yeah.
It's I'm angry that you want to hang up right now,
Which you just made up.
right. So wait. Let me
Yeah.
try to understand this. So she's upset about the kid.
Like, I didn't just have a day.
Yeah. The timing isn't great, Your Honor. So she's upset about the kid, and then there's a pause, and then I guess she feels like you're no longer interested in talking to her because of the pause.
Honest to God, I don't know.
Okay, but if I was to deduce the feelings behind it, since you're not asking like follow-up questions or whatever.
I was talking about the kid, what I overheard, and she doesn't really want to talk about it because
Okay.
she's so frustrated. That's fine, too, and we can talk about anything else, but I said everything about my day, and I'm thinking, and as something comes, it'll come, but there was
Right.
this pause, and she obviously didn't really want to be on the phone, or she did, and she can't take a pause.
Right. Yeah. It seems like
And then when she repeated it, after we're slowly solving it, which of course we're going to,
yeah.
it's, like, and I said, do you not want to be on the phone? I'm like, you're changing facts. You did not say, do you want to be on the phone?
Yeah, you said.
You said, so you want to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference.
It's like more antagonistic the way that she
Right.
was saying it, but it just seems like she has a lot on her plate, and
Yes.
she's not able to. She's trying to manage it and not.
Well,
able-
remember where the shining light is.
Are you the shining light?
Yes!
Is that what a shining light looks like?
Yes!
I'll fix your kids. I'm the shining light.
But if you keep turning off the light bulb,
Are you being snuffed out?
I'm being snuffed out.
Wow.
I'm like one of those $600 candles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I being fresh out of a divorce and having a kid who's acting out and doing comedy, it seems like she's overextending. I mean, she has all these responsibilities. It's not like she's choosing to do all
Right.
This is her life and her responsibilities as a mother. But so I don't understand that position, but I do understand what it's like to overextend myself and think I can do everything, and then when I fail in certain areas, freaking out. And the freak out is not about the person. It's not logical. It's emotional. It's about the failures that I feel because I'm trying to extend myself so hard, and so every little failure feels so much bigger than it is. I guess
Right.
but I don't. I mean, it's not. Doesn't seem like she's communicating it in the best way.
I'm looking at the timeline. You loved me 2 hours ago.
Yeah. What happens when she comes out of it? Does she come out of it? Like,
Yeah.
does she be like, oh, I'm sorry, that was an unreasonable reaction?
But still thought I didn't handle it the right way.
Okay.
What should I have done? Say the right words. I should have done
Okay.
that. Okay.
Well, should you
Tell me everything would be okay. As if you wouldn't find that the most condescending fucking thing. It'll all be okay.
And
Okay.
I can't tell you why or how,
Right,
but it will.
Right, but it will. We
Yeah.
can't even solve this right now. I'm actually livid right now.
It
But-
seems like she wants. It seems like she wants attention. She wants to be comforted, I think, and maybe you're.
And I'm good at it, but there was a pause for 2 seconds, and you jumped to, well, this must be a problem in my life also.
Yeah. It ain't great conflict resolution, but
It just bothers me like this happened 3 or 4 times in 6 months. These are the romance months.
yeah, it is early to. Well, but it's also
And I'm realizing it's either very early in the morning or very late at night. So
Okay.
that's got to be something.
yeah. It seems like there's just a lot going on in her life, and maybe it's not the time to be able to be in a healthy relationship. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Chemda's writing in. She needs to see you shrug, and then she'll get it. That's what it is, I think. The over the phone stuff. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, maybe you have times where you talk.
But if we're in a restaurant and there's a 3-second pause, would she go, I guess we're done, and get up and walk out?
Yeah.
No, that's normal. That's how people talk.
I don't think it's about you. I think it's about everything else in her life, and I think the decision is whether or not you want to. Not take that personally and know that this will pass, or I don't know, because I don't know if this is how she is in a relationship. It's hard to know.
Well, it can't be. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's hard to know whether or not this is just indicative of this very intense period where there's a lot going on, or if this is how she communicates. If it's the latter, then maybe you're not the best fit. But I don't know. She's such a lovely person.
Yes, she's a fucking adorable.
Yeah, she is. So this seems to be the outlier. I think 3 times is not so much, but it's certainly not. No. It's certainly a pattern.
3 times they kick you out of your turn at baseball.
Are you going to kick her out of her turn at baseball?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Right. Oh. All right. Let me tell you what Chemda's doing right now, by the way. Mm-hmm. I know this for a fact. She's on the Robinhood app. Yeah. She's selling stocks. She's making trades.
She is.
She works in cryptos.
She's very excited about this. She's making money.
Yeah. Someone's like, I forgot to give you a sandwich. And she goes, I don't give a fuck. I just got a stock. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
You're idiots. And I'm trading, and my leg is the size of a tree trunk.
Right. I just bought 6 million stocks of Lego. I don't know why. Robinhood. It's an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, cryptos, all commission-free. They strive to make financial services work for everybody, not just the wealthy. It's not intimidating. You can look at this app and be like, oh, energy, boom, now I get it.
Yeah, so simple.
This is what green means. This is what red means. Now I'm playing with the big dogs. Robinhood is giving listeners, when I say big dogs, I mean it. Robinhood is giving listeners a free stock such as Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Sign up at KATG1, the number 1, .robinhood.com. That's KATG1.robinhood.com.
Yeah.
Very easy to use. Like I said, no commission fees. That's the big thing. And you learn by doing. We all know, of course, that's the best way.
I'm just going to need money for all these medical bills.
Right.
Coming down the pipeline.
What are you doing for Christmas? You're leaving today, right?
Yes. Yeah.
To Canada.
Back to Canada. Mm-hmm.
With family?
Yes. I'm going to be with my mom and my brother and his girlfriend in her house in Kelowna, which is in the interior of British Columbia.
Okay.
Very snowy. Lots of skiing. Hopefully I don't dislocate my leg.
I'm not moving anywhere.
I know, right? When I was biking over the hospital, I was like, I'm staying in the far right. Yeah. So
maybe we're in the clear and that Chemda gets all the bad things. You know what I mean?
She's the best person out of all of us. And we're just flying free.
She's the lightning rod.
Uh-huh.
You know my theory on cancer. If it's 1 out of 4 people, make sure you got 3 friends with it.
Yeah.
You know, then your chances are great. I have Chemda had the tumor. I'm close to her. I'm safe on that.
Sure.
Chemda has an inside-out leg. Mm-hmm. Probably not going to affect me as long as she's in my life. Next.
Oh God. Yeah. Have you decided about the holiday season?
So my brother's hosting, another brother of mine and my parents.
Okay.
But I refuse, as you may know, to go to church.
Okay.
And I can't even do it to appease my mom, to get her not to cry. And I was able to do it not too long ago, over the weekend, a Sunday, of course. By saying, look, 3,000 priests just got caught fucking kids in Pennsylvania. They're on timeout right now. Yeah. As if that's really the excuse. Mm-hmm. And my dad said that. He goes, is that the real reason you're not going, son? No. You have a gay brother, and we should be throwing stones at him, literally.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You know,
Sure.
And then he shut up. But for Christmas, there's no excuse not to go. And my mom would just be crying for 3 days.
She'd be crying. She is this upset about it.
Yes.
Wow.
So why put her through that? And quite frankly, why put me through that? I don't want to be around you crying for 3 days. So and I started I even talked about this with Chemda the other day before she died. Does anybody, like I say this to the listeners, I compare going. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I compare just going to. If you don't believe in church and you believe the church, not even religion necessarily. Although again, if religion was a movie, you wouldn't like it. The church itself, I find evil. I'm not overusing that word. So when you say, all right, I'll just go to church on a Sunday, appease my parents. I'm not really into it, but it makes everybody happy. To me, it's like saying, all right, I go to the KKK meeting because my parents do, but I don't believe in lynchings.
Right.
But they have brotherhood and camaraderie, and it makes mom happy. So I can't do it. And I understand the rest of my siblings thinks that's the dumbest fucking thing. And maybe you're thinking that listening, dear listener, but it really is. So I'm thinking, all right, do the listeners even give a shit?
I mean, is it about the listeners or is it about you?
I don't know. If society doesn't care and I'm making the stand for nothing, then who cares? You know, it's like giving up. It's like seeing, you know, whether it's Ted Alexandro or the Neffels, you know, fighting for change, and then you see the voter turnout and no one gives a shit. Right. I certainly wouldn't be camping in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Does anybody even give a shit? When I started doing a little study on Scientology, and I'm saying these horrible things that are happening, as opposed to these old religious books, these are crimes that they're, you know, keeping from public. I'm figuring them out, and the audience didn't give a shit. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, my investigation, quite frankly, is over. You know, the great Fred Durst said it best. If you don't care, then we don't care. And I go, you know what? You really think I'm giving you facts about Scientology, but it's just another religion, so who cares? Then I'm like, then I don't care. So my stance is, do people even care? Now, with that said, I'm not doing it. I'm going to go Christmas evening.
Oh, nice.
I celebrate Boxing Day. I'll make up some kind of lie, but, you know, I have to skip the weekend. I have to skip Monday and Tuesday. Christmas is on Tuesday. You know, there's going to be, I have to make sure there's no church times and just lie and say I went to church. But with that said, I do wonder, is this a dumb stance? Because no one even gives a shit. Or is there a young Keith Malley out there hearing this going, yeah, you're right, and I should have picked up on this sooner?
I think the latter. I have to think the latter. I mean, then what are we even doing here? If we don't care about anything, then what are we even doing, you know? Then be a big piece of shit across the board and, you know, don't stand for anything or don't say. I think it's...
Should this be the poll? And so I don't know if the word's noble, but is what Keith's doing noble or who gives a shit?
I think doing something out of principle shouldn't... The opinions of other people shouldn't be a factor in it.
It would be. If it was 100% who gives a shit, it would be a big factor to me, yes.
Of if people cared?
If nobody cares, I'd be like, well, okay. Then who cares? What do I care? The church will go on, and who gives a fuck?
I think the church or a version of the church will probably always exist in our society because people need they're ensnared by community. That's what gets them in there, and then once they're in there, it's their whole life, and so they're just turning a blind eye. But I don't know. I think
I guess I made my decision. I'm not doing it.
How would people show you they care? You know, I don't think you can.
I think this poll.
Yeah. This is it.
If it's 90% of people, like, who gives a shit, Keith? Honestly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, then no one gives a shit.
Yeah. I think, like, for me, when I have my own podcast, obviously, if I get emails from people that say, oh, you really helped me with this one thing, or it was nice to hear someone else who felt a similar way or whatever, changing one person's opinion is very difficult. So I feel like even for that alone,
okay, I'll tell you what, this will be the poll. And then we have a forums, of course, for each show. And no offense to you, but we've been doing our podcast longer. I need 2 people to give a fuck. All right. If you give a fuck, then okay. All right? I mean, I'm bringing presents and everything. Rothy's shoes I'm giving to my sister.
Oh, that's good. She'll love that.
It's they take water bottles. And I tried wearing water bottles, you know, save the planet. Sorry.
And no one cares.
I can only do so much. They laugh at me. I go, where's my carbon footprint, asshole? They don't care.
No one cares.
Please. Don't act like you're on Leonardo's side saving the planet when you laugh at me because I'm wearing water shoes. Anyway, my point is, Rothy's takes these shoes and is environmentally friendly and makes comfortable shoes that you can actually wear, and they're stylish.
They're awesome.
And there's not the lid I thought there'd be a lid at the front of the shoe. You know? No. Like, they really make a nice shoe. Machine washable.
Yeah.
right? And you know fashion. You find them fashionably.
Oh yeah, I wore them to 2 weddings. It's the godsend because I hate wearing heels because you're dancing all night, but they're stylish enough that you can totally get it. I'm basically wearing slippers, but it looks cool.
They're everyday flats for life on the go for women and girls. Stylish, classic, comfortable. Comes in 4 fashionable styles. You can get the flat, the point, the loafer, the sneaker, the aquafina.
I got the pointy leopard print. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Come on.
Wear them to church. Who cares?
That's right. Oh, yeah. So we'll see what that's like.
I mean, good for you. I think why change the way that you live your life now, to be honest.
All right, here's what you do. Right now, Rothy's has an amazing deal. Use code KATG to get free shipping with no minimum. Free shipping and free returns and exchanges on your Rothy's shoe. But you're not going to want to return them. So
no.
They tricked you on that regard. Go to rothys.com, ROTHYS.com, enter KATG, and get your amazing shoes and free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Shoes that are comfortable, stylish, and sustainable. And free shipping. Give the gift she will thank you for one step at a time. Rothys.com, promo code KATG. Get the deal while it lasts. Okay? All right. A Kentucky radio station.
Everyone's favorite.
Played Baby It's Cold Outside on repeat for hours to protest stations that have banned it.
Oh, no. Blue Lives Matter. Here we go. Come on, Kentucky.
Oh, good for you, Kentucky. Good for you. By the way, as if people are loving to hear that over and over again. Even if you're making a stupid point, like, I don't think Dean Martin meant rape. Okay, we're just saying, hey, there's some words in it that are odd. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still hearing that song all over New York City. We're just making a thought. But that's what you have to take the time to fucking protest. And I promise you, those weren't high ratings you were getting.
No.
I'm going to leave it on all fucking day. Fuck them.
You don't like it, you're going to stay over.
Hey, we hear what you like, and we're going to be playing Baby It's Cold Outside, the Star Spangled Banner, right back to Baby It's Cold Outside. It's an annoying hour block.
God.
Of fucking red songs. No one gives a shit. Come on.
Did people complain? I wonder. I'm sure people were annoyed. I guess it's Kentucky.
Fucking love it.
Love it. Yeah, this is the Blue Lives Matter of this issue. It's like, it's just.
I don't even want to hear what your fucking point is. That's an old song, and you're saying my dad was a rapist?
This is a war on Christmas.
Right.
Yeah. Santa was white, and rape is A-okay.
Right. By the way, I don't want to mention this behind Chemda's back, but when you're going through these KATG awards,
yes,
what is she primarily
involved in? Well, both Chemda and myself are sweeping in the category of best fight.
Okay.
There's two separate clips with regards to the aggression debate.
Okay, if she's aggressive or not.
Yes, and I'm listening to it. One of my favorite ones is you and I. We'll bring up a point like Chemda jumped out of a car in the driver's seat in LA and was flagging down traffic like, you move and this and this fucking, and it's not that difficult.
Right.
And then we're like, is that not an example of aggression? She goes, well, no, because, and it's like, then what is an example?
Right.
What could be an example?
These are going to be so good.
Both of our voices, I think, reach such shrill registers. There's also a Chemda's sloppy category. I don't know if we'll keep it in the running.
Right.
But there's the picture with the tissue on the floor.
The article is the furniture company, and Chemda's showing off this great furniture we got from them, but the house is very sloppy.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You're not going to see this picture in Home and Garden, so what are you bragging?
Yes.
Right.
Tissue on the floor, and there was a clip with J.P. McDade and Connor Dillahanty, and then also one of me on last week just screaming about how she leaves trash just around her desk.
And she rented out her house Airbnb style, and somebody gave her 2 stars.
Yeah.
And she's like, I let you stay for free. It was a swamp.
Yes.
You gave me 2 stars.
Just because you just ski through trash.
Right. It was a swamp. They said it was a swamp.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to love these cacas, by the way, everybody. You can see on the forums a thread for it. And make sure that you participate. Let us know your favorite moment, the saddest moment, happiest moment, goofiest moment, most ridiculous moment. We'll figure out the category. You just tell us the clip. we do this every year. We're over 10 of them for sure. The show's been going on 14 years. But these awards, they're your fault. I mean, they're all up to you. So, yeah, make sure you drop a line.
There's also a best rant category. You really cornered the market on best rant.
Thank you.
There's a lot of philosophy rants from you this year. There was nothing is ever blah, blah, blah with regards to Sean Young.
I wish things didn't make sense. People saying, Bianca, for example, on last week on Keith and the Girl, our weekly wrap-up show, likes to point out, Keith, everything's black and white. You have all the answers. No, everything needs to make sense because, again, I'm 44, and it does.
Yes.
Everything does make sense. I would like, once in a blue moon, for the answer to be, blah, blah, blah happened. And I'm like, no, everything makes sense. Sean Young did break in and steal computer footage from, you'll see.
14 glasses of wine.
Right.
She's at the Oscars fighting with George Clooney, who everyone loves. Yeah, so there's that. There was also a clip. There's the trickster rant on Steven Spinell. A lot of deep philosophies about people and people will always be who they are. Keith Malley was really hammering that point in this year. So, I enjoyed it.
By the way, speaking of this furniture, I have it, and I'll post my pictures. These are the ones you can put in a magazine.
Beautiful.
Beautiful pictures. Article. Scandinavian simplicity.
Gorgeous.
I mean, you're talking to the guy that talks about how he just figured out you put pizza in the oven and it's better. I had a ice chest as a table not too many years ago. Okay, who cares? That's fun. It's the bears right at your feet. But you know what? You upgrade your life. You respect yourself. It does look nicer. You wake up in the morning, you go,
I'm an adult.
Look at me.
I looked at a photo of your apartment recently, and I didn't throw up all over myself.
Right.
So this is gorgeous.
Beautifully designed modern furniture. And I got a whole bunch of stuff. And here's the thing. No matter how many items, every order is shipped at a flat rate of $49.
That's huge.
I have this is laughable to adults. I have a standing mirror. Very nice, heavy wood.
Yeah.
I can't remember last time I had a full-length mirror.
Wow.
Yeah, I just stare at it and jerk it. I can't even remember.
Now, does that make you gay or?
Right. All of our buddies spooky years ago. If you're gay, don't you just jerk off to yourself all the time? Article is offering our listeners $50 off their first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/KATG. That's all it takes. Go to article.com/KATG, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/KATG to get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
This furniture is really beautiful. I'm very, very particular about what I put in my home, and I looked on this website, and I think I ordered a lamp, actually.
I got a nice coffee table, full-length mirror, one-drawer dresser. It changes the whole room.
Yeah, it does.
A one-drawer dresser!
You know what? You know what else?
I look at a picture online. I'm like, okay. All right, I'll take a look. You're a sponsor.
I'm a shining light.
I put it there. I'm like, oh, shit, you built a company around this stuff for a reason.
Yeah, it's really
amazing.
Cool. There's another category that's best ad read / ads that got us in trouble.
Right.
We're still working on finding them.
Yeah.
But there was the KKK for Brooklyn ad. That was.
Yeah, let's put a little space between the ad and that comment.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. No, article's great.
Article's great. No tricks, Andrea.
No tricks at all. All right. I saw, by the way, speaking of the great President Trump, SNL did their final show of the year, and it was based on It's a Wonderful Life, where the main character is about to kill himself, and so a ghost shows him what life would be like without him and how everybody's life isn't as good as it could be. In this one, it talks about, in the SNL skit, the opening skit, if Donald Trump wasn't president, how great everybody's life around him would be.
That's amazing.
And it was very funny. Donald Trump tweets out, a real scandal in the one-sided coverage, hour by hour, of networks like NBC and Democrat spin machines like Saturday Night Live.
Shut up.
It's nothing less than unfair news coverage and Dem commercials. Should be tested in courts. Can't be legal?
What court?
They only defame and belittle. Collusion? Is that the real collusion? This skit show?
Everyone around him is being sent to prison. So when is he going to go? So crazy.
You know what, dude? Just say you built the fucking wall.
Just say it.
Say you built it. Say it's not the Great Wall, it's the greatest wall. The immigrant caravan paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? The end.
No one cares. Just say shit.
Right.
2019, that's the motto. Who cares?
I told you I saw that Mr. Rogers movie called Won't You Be My Neighbor? And it's so fantastic. By the way, is that up for a cack-out when those people wouldn't move over? So me and my girlfriend.
Yes, that is, yeah.
So anyway, I'm watching. Yeah, I'm trying to watch this Mr. Rogers movie. Oh, can you move down? So now. And then I know they're watching this movie going, that is so true, Mr. Rogers. We have to be nice to each other. So anyway, in the movie starts... obviously, Mr. Rogers, an old TV show, talks about King Friday in the land of make-believe putting up a wall so strangers can't come in. And I'm like...
Wasn't that the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very first Mr. Rogers episode.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they're finding episodes to fit with today's times, but what a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
That's the main issue, and that's the very first Mr. Rogers show. And, some of these guys are so clever sometimes. Sesame Street... very progressive. I believe there's a gay Muppet now, probably a transgender Muppet. I'm not joking. They're going to have their first homeless character.
Really?
Which is interesting because I don't know how much Oscar the Grouch was paying in rent.
Yeah.
But okay. That's how much the city costs.
Get off my turf.
I'm reading that YouTuber, the person that makes the most money on YouTube is a 7-year-old, makes $22 million a year. He unboxes toys that companies sent him, and whether he's negative or positive, it's good for the company, and they save money as opposed to ads, but there's so many doing it to him that he's a multi-millionaire. Yeah, what are we doing?
Why try?
Why try?
Is it for kids, though? I feel like other kids watch this.
Other kids watch it, but... Okay.
Million.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to do it one better. Guess what?
What?
A puppy that opens boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. With more puppies in there.
With toys. And with more puppies in there.
Yes.
Yes. There's always puppies. And then 6 months in, there's a kitten.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. There's baby shit. Like ducks come out, alligators.
I'd watch that.
I mean, baby anything.
In this world, who cares?
Like a baby eagle. I don't know how big those ones come out. Bunch of eggs just roll out and you wonder.
Sure.
I'll get the comments going.
A baby deer, and then his mom gets shot in the head somewhere else.
I saw a tweet from Applebee's, and obviously this is whoever does the PR for Applebee's also has another account, if not a personal account, and forgot to log out.
Oh, yeah.
So Applebee's tweets out, I hope Santa can't see my internet history. Somebody wrote back, while we're confessing things, I once did blow in your bathroom. I mean, when you mess that simple thing up, you're fired, right?
Probably not. Probably not. In this world, no. They're like, oh, it's a cool new social media being real angle.
Right. Are people listening to all the ways I'd fire somebody and be like, Keith, what an asshole?
I mean, listen, he probably works in that hospital, Chemda's at.
Right.
On the side, administering medicine for who knows what. Who cares? You get ketamine.
Right.
You want to leave? You can. My shift's over now. I'm tweeting at nobody.
Right.
There's no consequences for anything in this world.
I told Chemda, I'm like, listen, I know you're scared of medicine, but you take whatever pain things they get. Okay, you're not going to be addicted to ketamine. The bodega doesn't sell it.
Yeah, take it all,
Take more.
Chemda.
And she's like, I am. Fuck them.
No, she's so...
I'm taking all of them.
She was demanding it. She's, give me more drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if she should be. And they're like laughing.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, it's clearly a Wild West here, so who the fuck am I?
Right. Speaking, by the way, of SNL, Pete Davidson wrote on Instagram just before the show was about to come out, the one with Ariana Grande, I really don't want to be on the earth anymore. I'm doing my best to stay here for you, but I actually don't know how much longer I can last. So, Saturday Night Live, of course, doesn't know what to do, but that's why he wasn't in any skits. They're like, maybe it's healthy. We don't air his skits now.
Yeah.
I don't know. In fact, I did find this odd. Miley Cyrus was the musical guest, and usually the host, who was Matt Damon, introduces the music guest twice. For the second time, Pete Davidson was there to introduce it, maybe as if to say, I'm still alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't put it together at the time, but it was odd.
Just like him doing sort of the bare minimum to show that he's there.
Because I'm thinking, did the last sketch have Matt Damon dressed up in Avatar outfit and it's too hard to wash off? They would have had him anyway.
No. Yeah, it's probably just a nod. Like, we know he's struggling, but here he is.
Prompted the NYPD cops to conduct a wellness check. They asked him what day it was, who's the president, and then they left. Ariana Grande came to 30 Rock Studios to see how he was, and Pete Davidson didn't want to see her. Which, of course.
How old is he now? What, like 25 maybe at most?
She's 25, he's 23, I believe.
Oh, God, he's such a babe. Of course. This is like first heartbreak situation on a public stage, too. Like, I don't know how I would handle getting dumped. Then there's, thank you, next. Ha, 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 I'm so hot, you know.
Right. Right, and everybody's tweeting. Like, she is the power. She's power.
Trending. Yeah.
And, I see her on my timeline, and I'm not following pop music, but it's women my age being like, yeah, fuck yeah,
fuck him, fuck you, next, and that's about you,
right.
That's a lot to handle,
right.
He's also he's a comedian. Comedians are sensitive, volatile people, like, and he's 23. My God, I was such a fucking mess when I was 23.
Can I tell you how I handle the stress?
Yes, please.
Kapari deodorant.
Yes.
Coconut deodorant that's aluminum free.
Are you shitting me?
I'm telling you, I'm very, very sensitive to the deodorant in general. I find a brand, and I think I was using it has to be very specific, Old Spice Musk with MGH, whatever the fuck. It has to be it's not even like a
just
name
so.
brand, and it has to be just so. And then they change one ingredient, and I get a rash again. Nothing wrong here, and because there's no aluminum, I'm telling you, some of you, you don't know what's in your deodorant, but you could just be taking Reynolds Wrap and wiping it down there. You might as well.
It's linked to breast cancer, aluminum
and
deodorant.
And it's important there. What do you got? You got your privates and you got your pits. Take care of them.
Yes.
Okay. And this works. That's the thing. I've tried things like this before, safe for the environment, et cetera, et cetera. And you're a walking pile of dung.
Oh, yeah.
Not this.
Yeah, it's really good.
They have their campaign. They call it The Truth Stinks. And it's about aluminum and all the reasons you don't want it in your deodorant. I need multiple reasons. Instead of plugging up your sweat glands, Kapari's deodorant takes care of any smell without messing up your body's natural patterns. And it works. It fights odor with plant-based actives like sage oil, coconut oil. I don't know if I'm making a pizza or keeping my body healthy, but I love it. All right. Go to KapariBeauty.com/KATG to make the safe switch today. Save $5 off your first order when you subscribe. That's Kapari, KOPARI, beauty.com/KATG. KapariBeauty.com/KATG. All right. Yeah. I think I got you covered everything for the holidays.
My God. What a gift basket you have.
It really is.
Shoes, deodorant.
Yes.
Everything.
Here's a note from Pippa Mags, and Pippa says...
Ooh, Pippa Mags writes on my social media all the time, by the way.
Seems like a good person, right?
Yeah, she's very fun.
I got to ask first before it's like, well, a lot of ass pics. I started listening to the early episodes of Keith and the Girl on your VIP program, and I'm bouncing around binging on favorite guests. I'm new to VIP and taking advantage of having so much access. Excuse me. Makes me cry. It's entertaining in unexpected ways. For example, Keith has been fussing with Chemda since episode 7. We're at 2,999.
Take medicine!
Exactly, about her aversion to
what
taking
are words?
medicine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so on it.
Keith says in episode 7 that he had just taken some Vivarin, old school caffeine pill, and Chemda's reaction caused Keith to mention how she hates taking medicine. Fast forward, and some of my favorite moments on the show are Keith lovingly losing his shit when Chemda hesitates to take medicine. Well, she's no problem now. I'll say that. No fucking problem. These two have been in each other's lives for so long in such an honest way that I love it. Keep squeezing that arm, Chemda, is implied. All right.
That's so sweet.
At the Keith and the Girl store you can look at. You'll also find VIP gift certificates if you want to give that to anybody as a gift. But our VIP program, keithandthegirl.com/VIP, is every show we've ever done. And all the spin-off shows, including last week on Keith and the Girl, which is the wrap-up show that people are loving. Andrea has 2 Drunk Minimum with the great Hannah Boone, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of mental issues, and perhaps you're the one that doesn't, But if you do, I think this is going to help you out.
Yeah. There's an old What's Up A in there.
What's Up A was Andrea would do a weekly show and we talk about her life, et cetera, et cetera.
10-minute mess. I've been all over that place.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff behind the paywall. It's crazy. You guys have to check it out.
And also be subscribed to the Hot Mess Comedy Hour.
Oh, thank you.
Andrea does that with Emily Lubin. And they get randy, I don't mind saying.
Indeed we do.
Yeah, I was just hearing one the other day. Very randy. Very randy. All right, love to Chemda.
Love to Chemda. Get well soon.
All right, you don't have to go to church if you don't want to. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm not going to do it. Let me know on the forums if you even give a shit. And we'll catch you up with everything in 2019.
Hell yeah.